This is Record Royale, where we throw two albums into the ring with one another and see which one comes out on top.
You can change the what's it called, the app icon on Instagram now, because they're celebrating like their 10th birth. I don't know, something like that. I've made mine. I don't know if you can see it. Nope, it's cut out. In the corner there, I've made it gold. You can make it like the OG. You know how it used to be brown, like a Polaroid camera?
Ah,
yeah.
Can you? That's.
I'll tell everyone right now. All right, so you go. It's pretty shit actually. I think the new one's like better. But if you go into Instagram and then go to settings, and then if you just scroll down heaps on that page, you'll see there's emojis pop up, and just keep scrolling, and then it'll take you to the page, and then you can change your app icon. I chose it. I put it on the OG, the brown one, and it's like gross.
Will, this is the most unexciting thing. Do you find this?
I've had a boring week, boys.
So you kick the pot off. Instagram, you can change the icon. You've had a long day, William.
I'm pretty tired. I just had like an hour, a 45-minute nap, but I'm good to go now.
Okay. How where did you go? You went somewhere recently?
Went to Hawke's Nest.
Oh yeah.
About an hour from Newcastle and Foster on the east coast of Australia.
Lovely.
It was pretty nice. It was nice weather.
Mitch was talking about the Knights fiasco. Watching the Knights.
Watching the Knights.
And how he was being not so...
Yeah, Mitch, he was going for the Rabbitohs. There was like 10 of us, 2 going for the Rabbitohs. I wanted to hit them. And then the Rabbitohs won. I was like, fair enough. I should go for the Rabbitohs as well.
That's that.
Not to worry though.
Yeah.
Back in Newey now. What have you been doing?
Shit all.
Yeah.
Just there you go. My Instagram icon trumps your stories then, doesn't it?
It does. You're right.
I guess.
Yeah, well, I really have nothing exciting to talk about.
Well, it's our good friend Joe Willis's birthday today. I feel like we should give him a shout out.
Yeah, shout out Joe Willis. Who was on the podcast.
That's pretty exciting.
Well, actually, that's right. On the episode Joey was on, we did Pup and Remo Drive. I recently got myself a pup tattoo that I mentioned on the pod. So there's a little link.
First actual tat.
My first actual tat and the pod's first actual tat.
Nice.
But it really wasn't. I kind of just meant, thank you. Thunderous applause. Thank you, everyone. All right, we're here for another episode. We're on episode 26. Last week was 25. I thought it was... I was laughing when I listened back to that episode. It was funny. We just tore shreds out of those albums. But we're here with 2 good albums and a good guy. Hey, Noah. Noah from Dave the Band from Newey. How you doing?
Great. How you doing?
As said, pretty boring. Not doing much at all. But we're happy to have you on the show. We're doing Pinegrove Cardinal and Big Thief Masterpiece. Where and when and why and how did you start listening to Big Thief? Because I've never heard of them before. Because Pinegrove are like pretty big, but...
Oh, you'd never heard of Big Thief?
Never heard of Big Thief.
Shit. It was around when the Capacity came out, which is the album after Masterpiece, and they were just like, they did a Tiny Desk and Pitchfork writing about them, and I had a friend who were into them. It took me ages to come around to them because I just thought her voice was weird. Like, it was similar when I started listening to Neil Young. I was like, oh, what's the go? Why are they? But then, like, the sort of thing, for some reason, I just wanted to keep listening to them, even though at first I didn't really like it. And then, just got hooked, bought Masterpiece from JB Hi-Fi and just left it in the car for ages and got obsessed.
Nice.
Wait, as in Masterpiece, the CD?
Yeah.
That's
what did
awesome.
I say?
No, that's you left in the car. So that is so nice. CDs.
Oh, right, yeah.
God, I used to buy a lot of them. And Pinegrove as well. I know, Adam, you're a big Pinegrove fan, aren't you?
Yeah, massive fan.
Yeah,
Thanks to our good I did have a shirt on, but I wore it to the gym and it got sweaty, so I had to put a different shirt on. But our good friends from Jacob, the rock band, they introduced us when we went on tour. They like played just over and over and over again in the van, and I've been hooked ever since that. Big time.
Why haven't you like jammed this down my throat, Adam?
I tried. I've tried so many times.
Definitely have tried.
You cannot say I did not try. Every time we're in the car, going anywhere, for like a solid year, I was like, "There, boys, let's listen to Pinegrove." I put it on, and everyone go, "This is so slow and boring." And then it's like, all right, put on the big rock tracks again. All right.
I need personal time. You should have told me to listen to it at home.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely an at-home job. That was probably the wrong place to bring it up.
Yeah,
it's not Gene.
The M1.
It's not Gene anyone up, that's for sure.
Yeah, but it's
reflective.
It's heaps good. I should have listened to it more, I think.
Yeah.
Noah, you guys just release your debut album as well, which freaking rules. I bought the record, picked it up off the driveway out of your place.
That was that.
Put it on, gave it a spun. Sounds bloody brilliant.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Hey, can you just tell us heaps quick how you ended up recording with Steve Albini? For anyone that doesn't know, recorded with the Pixies and Nirvana, so pretty huge.
Big name.
How did that come about?
It was seriously just us, me emailing the studio.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think they don't care who comes as long as they pay, sort of thing.
Right.
So yeah, and me and Gabe wanted to do it since high school, and one day we were just like, stuff it, let's just look into it, and realized we could maybe afford to do it and then we just did it.
That's so
sick. An email. You would think that email would just get lost, but it actually sorted.
Yeah, and they were always so prompt on the emails too, like, because the time differences, like, I'd send an email, and then in the morning I'd always wake up to a reply, like.
That's awesome.
It's just like, so easy.
With the studio where you recorded at, was it like multiple bands recording at once, or just like you?
We're only there for 4 days, but there was, maybe on the last day, there was just like a shitty local band in the other studio, like, when I say shitty local band, just probably like, like us in Newey.
Yeah.
And I got the vibe that it was like, if you were from that part of Chicago, it just would be the studio where you just go and record your single or something.
Okay. Yeah.
And like, if you want Steve Albini to do it, you just pay like double what the other guys charge, pretty much.
Right.
That's the name. Yeah.
So yeah, it's heaps just like, really chill, and I don't think they're doing like big bands like that often. It's not like they're always doing with big bands. And I get the feeling they just would treat everyone the same anyway. Like, that's awesome. They're just really good people, and it just went really well, surprisingly well.
Yeah, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Did you say you're only there for 4 days? 4 days of recording?
No, 3 days of recording and 1 day of mixing.
What?
What the hell?
Were you just there like 16 hours a day?
No, I feel like we wasted the whole third day too, because we were doing overdubs we didn't even use.
You did an album in 2 days.
What?
Tracked an album in 2 days.
Isn't it like it's a 10-track album, isn't it as well? 11 maybe?
It's 10 tracks, but 36-minute runtime, and most of them were like the first or second take. And,
that's so good.
Like, even like my live guitar take, I didn't think we'd be using it, and I didn't put new strings on, and I just sort of played it or whatever. And then I just realized that Steve had no intention of redoing those guitar parts. I'm like, okay.
Shit. Gabe must have been like on fire for a full day.
Yeah, he always is. Like,
it's true.
It's a good thing about Gabe and Max, like, they are just able to just smash it out, and
one take Willis.
One take. That's like more. I feel like that should have been the headline, even though it was crazy that you guys recorded with Steve Albini. But the headline should have been local band records a whole album in 2 days perfectly. That's
well,
nuts.
I don't listen. I listen back to it. And I'm like, oh damn, like that's not right, or like little things. But yeah, I remember Max said to Steve like, oh, does it ever not get done? And Steve's like, no, it always gets done. It just always gets done. And we're like, okay. The last day was like 12 hours straight of just mixing, but the way he does it, because he mixes it onto a stereo tape, he's just writing the faders as it records onto the tape, and then that's it. You can't really change it unless you're going to record over it.
Yeah, right.
That is so sick.
You can't really stuff around.
That's so like classic recording, really.
It felt like it worked really well for us. Like it wouldn't work for everyone, and like even if I was doing a different like sort of project or something, it's not how I'd want to do it. But for Dave, it just seemed like that's just the way we should be doing it.
Yeah, it comes across like you guys, that style, just your style of writing, even with that band, it works really well with his sound, I guess. Like you look at the band he's done. Do you reckon he did that for like other bands, just like one takes and shit?
Well, I don't know. I think he sort of attracts maybe the sorts of bands who do just want to do it like that.
Yeah, kind of raw and stuff.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, like Cloud Nothing's album Wasted Days really got me into it. But then I read online, like they talked a fair bit of shit on him after they'd done that. Like, he wasn't, because they were saying, oh, he was on his phone the whole time and this and that. And like while we were recording, he was on his phone. Like, he was scrolling through Facebook. But that's because he doesn't want to interfere with the process, and he doesn't want to change anything unless it sounds wrong to him, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Which was fine with me. Like we just wanted someone who was just going to record what we sounded like.
Yeah.
That is so fucking sick. Yeah, that's awesome.
Sickest tale I've ever heard.
Yeah. That is.
It just went really well. I didn't think it was going to go as smoothly as it did. Like I was prepared for it, and I thought he was going to be a dick, and I thought, but. No, it was great.
That's awesome. Have you kept in touch since?
Sort of. I actually emailed the studio asking if they like knew anywhere in Australia that they thought would have the same ethos, or if they knew anyone. And the studio said, "Oh, you should just email Steve directly. Here's his email address." And I emailed him and woke up the next morning. He'd reply with like a list of recommendations and like, "Here's this guy's email. Try him." And I was like, "Wow,
that's so good."
Apart from that, no, but that was cool.
That is really
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
We should have kicked the pot off with that yarn instead of my Instagram fucking app bullshit.
Look, boys, you can change it to yellow.
Anywho, let's get into the albums. So we're doing Pinegrove and Big Thief. So we'll do Pinegrove first. So they're from New Jersey, formed in 2010. Noah, you might be able to help me with this. Is there two permanent members of Pinegrove, or because three?
Yeah,
because I know on this album it says in like the notes it said 3 permanent members and then there was 4 other musicians. So Evan Stevens Hall's the singer, but he also played guitar, banjo, percussion, and bass on the album.
Yeah.
Zach Levine is the drummer.
Yeah.
And then I think his brother Nick Levine, the other guitarist, did bass and banjo as well. But then also their dad Mike Levine played the pedal steel on a few songs. Evan's dad, Doug Hall, played piano on a few songs. And then there's a guy called Sam Skinner who did bass and keys on a few. Nandy Rose Plunkett who did some vocals, and Aidan Falancio who did bass. So heaps of people. So I didn't know who was actually in the band or not, but I know Evan and Zach definitely are still.
I think it's Evan and the 2 brothers always in it, and then the rest is kind of a revolving band.
Yeah, true.
I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And Nandy, who does like all the backing vocals and that, she's married to the drummer.
Yeah,
true. It's such a family affair.
It is.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Because they record themselves, and it's a real just sort of maybe whoever's around, like I'll just do the bass today. I don't know. Maybe not anymore. Maybe on that one.
But on this one it was, because they recorded in the brothers. All their parents' basements, and then apparently Evan, the singer, showed the singer of Sorority Noise the album, and he was like, "You got to hit up Run for Cover Records," and then they signed with Run for Cover. So this album was released by Run for Cover. We've mentioned them before. pretty sick bands on there, like Modern Baseball, Title Fight, etc. It was released on the 12th of February 2016. I think the only like official single was the first track, Old Friends, which is that their biggest song?
Yeah, I'd say so.
That song's sick as well.
I think.
Yeah, well, I didn't know if there was any other actual singles. It peaked at 24 on the US independent charts and 7 on the Heat Seekers charts, whatever they mean. Pitchfork's 46th best album of 2016. Stereogum's 24th best album of 2016. But I feel as though this album's kind of gotten like maybe more appreciated since. Has it? I don't know. When did you start listening to Pinegrove, Noah and Adam?
I can't remember when. It was a few years ago because we're on a Dave tour and Ratto, the other guitarist who doesn't play with us anymore, he showed us and I was just sort of hooked since then. So it was probably was after that album came out, like maybe 2017. Sounds about right. But all good albums are like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think this album was quite out when I got into him because I think it was just after the Jacob tour, and I think they only had Cadmium maybe and Old Friends out, and then because this is 2016, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. No, it would have been out. We toured with them in 2017.
But I'm pretty sure after it, they only had a couple tracks of it out so far, and we were listening to the first album. I'm pretty sure. Well, not first album. They had like album that was like a collection of EPs, I think.
Everything so far.
Everything so far. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what we listened to, and then I think anyway.
Sure.
And then this came out, and then got into it straight after that, immediately.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Cool. Big Thief. They're from Brooklyn, New York. They formed in 2015. Adrian Lenkar, the singer guitarist. Buck Meek is the other guitarist. What
Great
a name.
So good.
Max Olarchik is the bassist, and James Creventia is the drummer. Masterpiece, this one was their debut album released on the 27th of May, Wait a minute. Is it 2016 or 2015?
I don't even know.
I don't even know. Who cares? By Saddle Creek Records. Produced by a guy called Andro Salo. And there was 3 singles, Masterpiece, Real Love, and Paul. Unfortunately, I don't think it charted. But that's kind of like a little bit of a cult following, I think it's got.
Yeah, massive.
Now.
Which looks like.
I mean, I wouldn't know anything about it because I didn't even know it existed. But that's all good. Let's get into that. Pinegrove is like super Americana to me. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. No, that's exactly what they're going for.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. That checks out. Like, I just want to be sitting on a porch in Louisiana with this playing at sunset.
Banjo and a straw.
Yeah, straw.
Yeah.
Play on the field.
But also being a bit sad as well.
Yeah.
That's basically it's just like a sad old cowboy. That's what this album is. Really sad.
Do you reckon cowboy? I would say like I don't know.
No,
not a cowboy.
More of a farmer.
A farmer, maybe. Yeah.
A farmer.
You need to be in overalls for sure.
A farm hand.
Like a humble
farm hand.
Simple man.
Yeah.
He's got his dog, and that's all he needs. And his farm. His yard. His bit of land. But no, this album's so... the vocals on this album are so good.
They're unbelievable.
Yeah.
His voice is so... It's crazy. I was going to say, actually, have you listened to the Audio Tree version, Noah?
That's
said
what
they
I
did.
first heard.
Yeah, I actually probably some of the tracks that are on this album, I prefer to listen to the Audio Tree versions because like I think Size of the Moon and I think Aphasia as well. He just goes nuts. Like he just goes crazy on the like little vocal melodies and stuff that he doesn't really do on this.
For sure.
But like he still does a lot of it. It's just like
he's got pipes for sure.
It's nuts. Yeah. He's got the pipes to back it up.
Yeah,
you wouldn't expect him. Like I know I wouldn't be able to do that.
God,
and it's also I feel like he sings it just he'll sing the same song differently every time.
Yeah.
They can sort of have that room to move, and he's so I don't know emotive. Like
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a part. Oh, sorry, you go, Brad.
Oh, I was gonna say like that was a thing after listening to the Audio Tree as well. Just like the dynamics of how like the whole band can like come up and come down and like be really emotional through their instruments.
Yeah.
Which is like so present in the audio tree version. And I listened to the album after this, which is Skylight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I found that they did that like even more in that like moved between like really dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just even pushing and pulling tempos and
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think it's Visitors, but it has a big build up.
Yeah.
Oh, I was mind blown. I was sitting on my bed while listening to that. I was like, jeez.
Even Cadmium, like the just the tempo changes. It's really strange. I think that's what like makes it, because it's like a lot of country sort of like melodies and stuff, which are great, but it's just got all the interesting parts from like punk or something like that.
Yeah, like
that's what makes it so great. Yeah,
there's so many like different genres in every song, and they make it feel like it works so well though. It's not like too big of a jump. It's really subtle all the time.
Yeah,
and it rocks when they do that. Super diverse. I think Big Thief, they kind of both bands revolve around the kind of storytelling in their songs.
Yeah.
I love it. I say it all the time, but when you like put in an experience, when you listen to the lyrics, like you're imagining it. Both bands do that super well. Executed heaps well.
Definitely. The Big Thief album, I'd never heard any of this before, but I really enjoy it. They've got some really weird rhythms on that as well. Some of like the second half of the album starts to get really weird with like a lot of like strange guitar solos as well.
Yeah.
It's like super abrasive, which is like the complete opposite to like the first half of the song, I guess, which is I really like. It's a really good balance, I think.
They all went to Berkeley, like they're all really good musos, and like Buckmeat's sort of like a domestic sort of guitarist.
Best name.
And Adrienne's solos are the ones that are like, and she just goes for it. And I don't know, they pair together so well. Yeah. I just found out they were married. They're not anymore.
Are they still a band?
Well, it doesn't blow your mind if you don't know Big Thief, but it rocked my world.
Are they still play in the same band?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just get the vibe that they're just like the happiest band in the world.
So it's like exactly like No Doubt.
Oh, like just, yeah. I think she's been. Gwen's been with all of them though.
I think she was married to the bassist before they got big, like before they even put out their first like big single, and then they spent that whole career divorced and just still playing. And like all the songs are about him. Yeah, it's nuts. Have a listen to that if you got the time. It's crazy.
That's crazy that
works. I'm going to
works.
have to be doing some research tonight, No Doubt.
No Doubt it's a great YouTube wormhole to go down.
I didn't know it'd be that big of a wormhole.
It is.
It's
massive.
The relationships within No Doubt. That's crazy that they were married. That actually checks out. This is the kind of band that you'd just be like, yeah, they're good friends, or more than that.
Yeah.
You can just tell it's a very family kind of vibe. Like Pinegrove, actually, as well.
Yeah, to me, they've got similar things going on, which is maybe why I'm so obsessed with both of them. I don't know. I can't believe you guys never heard of Big Thief. I can't get over that.
I'd heard of Big Thief, and I wasn't sure where I'd heard of him, and I realised that they're actually on tour, I'm pretty sure, right now with Pinegrove. Or they were before COVID.
Oh,
really?
I think it was Buck... yeah, maybe.
I'm pretty sure I saw something, and then today, because later on the pod I'll be doing 2 truths and a lie, and I was looking up facts, and I saw that they actually were on tour together, and I was like, that's probably where I've seen the name before.
Yeah, but, I didn't know that. Far out. That would be just life changing.
Yeah, that would be a great show.
Hey, you mentioned it for the guitar parts. Do you know the song Velvet Ring on the Big Thief album? That song is so weirdly structured.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. It feels like you're just running with that song, but it's like going crazy. But it's also really stripped back in a way.
Yeah, I think
that was a good example as well.
Humans is the one that had like the crazy guitar solo at the end that's just like there's almost like nothing behind it. It's just like just like super, and then it comes back in again, which is weird. It's really good.
If they hadn't, the structures are pretty strange, and if they were just like doing verse chorus, it would just be like really generic, that album.
It
like,
makes it.
Yeah,
it's
like
really
the
unexpected.
way it's recorded and stuff. Yeah, it's those. Yeah, the way they like. Yeah, that's to me what makes that album. Like apart from like Adrian Linker's songs, which
they're amazing. Yeah,
I expect to be great. It's the way they structure the parts that is what stands out. It just makes it extra. Extra thing.
It's super confident songwriting, I reckon. For both bands, both albums, like so different and yet personal and emotive the whole way through.
Yeah, I always think about it like Adrienne Lenker, like she tells, like there's like Paul and Randy. She's sort of, there's people who like writing like that about telling stories, and then Evans is sort of more introverted, like he's really just bearing himself. But they have the same sort of like you feel connected to the song.
Yeah, for sure.
And they just sort of do it in a different way, which I like both. Like I think both ways are great.
Yeah, absolutely. Sick. Should we get into the segments?
Yeah, I'm keen.
We got anything? Yeah, I'm pretty good. Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, bring that music in. We're playing Get Inked.
Get Inked.
All right, Noah, we're gonna make some tattoo ideas. One from each album. Do you have a couple?
Yeah, it's all I've been able to think about the last few weeks.
All right, hit us with them.
Okay, the first one is from the Pinegrove album. Like, you know, in New Friends, he's like, Steve's in Germany, that's it. So I was thinking you could get, and it would probably work better if you were German. You get like this German, just sort of like the outline of the country, and then like a dot, like say between your arm, and it would just say Steve, like instead of like where the capital would be.
Yes.
That's cool.
That is cool. That's decent.
So much better than my two. What's your one for? Do you have one for Big Thief?
I do have one for Big Thief. This one's pretty freaky. I named my cat after Adrian Linker. So my cat's name is Adrian. Wow. And there's a song called Real Love. So I was thinking maybe I'll actually get this one day, like a portrait of my cat over my heart, and then Real Love under it, and that would be like a nice little tie-in.
Damn, that's beautiful.
What do you reckon?
That's good.
That's
the best I could come up with.
Yeah, well, you've come up with better than mine. Mine for Pinegrove is from the song Waveform. The line, an avocado cut through your thumb, coursing out, already undone. So you already know what it is. It's an avocado on your thumb. But where the seed is, you can just put like the two squares from the album cover.
That's so crap. That's one of the worst.
Hey,
but pretty nice as well.
I tried my best, guys. And then for Big Thief from the song Paul, I'll be this one's even worse. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll be your record player, baby, if you know what I mean. I'll be your real tough cookie with the whiskey breath. So it's a record player. But you know where it's just going. But the circle where you put the record is actually a chocolate chip cookie.
William.
Thank you.
What the hell?
Come on, man. We've been doing this for a while now.
I know. I've had, what's this? This would be the 49th and 50th attempts at tattoos, and after. What a way to get through the 50th. Brad, what are yours?
Okay, I'll go. I have a lyric from Old Friend off the Pinegrove record. I think it's as if I needed a reminder. Oh, I do what I want to. So I go with this. I think because Daylight Savings is back, and I've been struggling. And we shouldn't, because it's just an hour. But it's crazy how it messes up your body clock. So I said I needed a reminder. I was thinking of a tattoo of like a someone trying to like slam their snooze button on their alarm on their bedside table, but they're still in bed. I drew it actually. This is like
it'd be a big tap.
Yeah, no.
Oh no!
It's just Preston Campbell.
It's just Preston. But
We'll never be able to.
I'll describe it. Yeah, it's just a dude like he's still in bed, but he's trying to smack his snooze button on his bedside table from his alarm.
I like that.
But yeah, in the picture I've accidentally inverted his elbow, so it looks like he's just look over his shoulder. You guys can't see it, so I guess it's all good. And for the Big Thief one, I was thinking just off the album cover having like a budgie and like a little toy dinosaur on your arm somewhere. Like if you had like a bit of a collage of multiple tattoos of other musical tattoos, that'd be a cool little tie-in.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I'm sure people would be able to pick up the reference if you had a budgie and a dinosaur together as well. So, yeah, pretty simple, but tasty.
My one for Pinegrove is pretty weird. It's not even actually a lyric. It's from him explaining the lyrics for New Friends. I found a little quote, and he was saying it's about when you find a new relationship and then eventually break up, and you look up when the dust has settled and realize you forgot to water the other relationships and now they're wilting, which is very deep little quote just to say in an interview. So I thought I would get like a pot plant on my back, and in the leaves is all of my friends' names. Every single one of my best friends.
Whoa.
You guys will be on there.
Oh.
So I thought that was pretty beautiful. Lovely. And then my other one for I did Real Love, and I did the line that is what is the line? Oh yeah, Real Love makes your lungs black. I just had like a cigarette packet that says Real Love, and that's the brand, because Real Love makes your lungs black. Pretty shit. But
that's cool. I could imagine
yeah,
a cool dude. With
that would be cool. Actually.
It'd be strange if I had both of those tats at the same time. You really wouldn't be able to figure out what type of person I am.
So complex.
It's funny. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. On to the next.
By all except Steve, I think.
Yeah. That's all right. Let's get on to the pitch.
Let's do the next one. Let's do the pitch. Let's make movie plots from song titles. Noah, would you like to go first? Kick it off.
Okay. Well, so mine comes from the Pinegrove song Aphasia, which is where you, like, from what I can gather from Googling it quickly, is you can't like communicate properly, and I think that's sort of what the song's about. Yeah. And it can happen like after you have a stroke or something. So I'm imagining like a probably Jack Black or a Jack Black type character. And he writes the best song in the world, sort of like in tribute. Maybe that's what I thought of Jack Black. And then he has a stroke and he gets aphasia and he's got the best song in the world, but he can't like get it out there. It's just sort of stuck in his head.
Does he go crazy?
I think he'd have to. It'd be a long story sent into madness. But at the end, he surely he remembers it and like he plays it, and like it's a really, really nice ending. I think
that could be an exact sequel to their movie, Tenacious D's movie. That's an excellent idea. That was heaps good. Way better than ours.
Way better than this one. All right, so
you go, Will.
Mine's from the Big Thief album, the song Randy. So you guys know the movie Kenny?
Yeah.
About the plumber?
Yeah.
So I had the idea similar to that, but it's called Randy. So here we go. Here's a synopsis. Actually, it's the whole plot. It's about a guy called Randy Reynolds, played by Zach Galifianakis. Randy is a mid-40s single tourist guide at the local zoo. He hates his life. He lives in San Diego, California. Don't know why. After many failures and setbacks, Randy stumbles across a lottery ticket in the zoo that someone has dropped. After much confusion and thought, he heads to the news agency or wherever they do it in America, in San Diego, and turns out that he's just won $100 million. Ecstatic yet guilty, Randy cashes in the ticket and walks out a multi-millionaire. The next few weeks, Randy does everything he's ever wanted. Travel, parties, extravagant purchases, etc. But Randy realizes the world begins to turn to shit after his win. Assassinations to all his favorite celebrities. Extinctions to his favorite animals. Overall terror. He's convinced that it's his fault for cashing in someone else's ticket, and he embarks on a quest to find the rightful owner.
That sounds kind of good.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
I was going to do Jack Black as well. I was like, but then yeah, so I was like, that was weird. Brad, what's yours?
Okay, mine's called Old Friends, and this is kind of sad actually. I went to my place of employment on Sunday. Turns out one of the old locals died at the bowling club, and he has like a really good mate named Wayne, who's he's really old as well. And I was talking to him about it. He's really sad, and I felt really bad for him. I bought him a beer. So I was thinking, like, if it would be them two, they would play themselves. And it was kind of just like a bucket list sort of movie where they, they go around Australia, they relive some old memories. And it's full of tears, it's full of beers. But they're kind of frail, so they have all the complications of just being old. Trying to travel around Australia. So it kind of could be like kind of slapstick comedy as well.
Sounds good. Who's starring?
Just them.
They're starring. Yeah. That's awesome.
Maybe it could be a doco.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. But I had here, if it was like a movie, maybe both their loved ones die and then they rekindle their child, like their old days. But yeah, it would be a really heartfelt movie.
Isn't there a movie called The Bucket List that's that?
Yes, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
But Australia.
But not with Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman? Is that who?
Yeah, pretty sure Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, Old Friends.
That's
that was beautiful. Get ready for my most cooked sci-fi adventure. All right. Oh boy, this is hard to explain. Okay. Jeremiah Johnson. Oh, sorry, I'll start with the name of the movie, which is the important part. Parallels is the name from Big Thief's album. So Jeremiah Johnson, played by Will Smith, works as the head of research and development for the CIA. Upon reopening certain areas of Area 51, Johnson discovers a gun that opens up a portal to parallel universes. Johnson, overcome by his curious nature, travels through the portal. However, there's no way to set exactly which dimension you want to go to. Johnson tries desperately to get back to his own dimension and travels through hundreds trying to get back home. He eventually encounters one particular dimension along the way, almost identical to his own, where his son, Dimitri Johnson, played by Jaden Smith, of course, who was lost at birth in his own dimension, is alive and lives a normal life. And Jeremiah must choose between trying to get back to his old dimension or staying in this one with his son.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, who's playing Jeremiah?
Will Smith. And
where's Willem Dafoe?
I did actually have at the end, but I did because it was already so long. But in the new dimension, Jaden Smith's new dad is played by William Dafoe.
There it is.
His name's Bert.
Shout to Bert.
There you go. Yeah.
Bert from the Canberra. Oh, that sounds pretty good.
Pretty confusing.
Yeah, we actually all had some decent ones this week.
That was about 10 minutes before we started today, so new record.
What was the last movie you watched?
Not anything Will Smith. I don't know how that came to me. Not really sure.
Decent. All right, let's do the ad. All right, we're chucking songs in our Spotify playlist, which you can follow, the Record Royale ads. I don't think there'll be any dump songs this week.
No.
None in the dump. We chucked a month's worth in the dump last week. Noah, what's your favourite song? One from each album.
I actually didn't think about this one because I was too stressed about the others, but off the top of my head, you've probably got to say Old Friends from Cardinal. That's the banger.
Yeah.
And I've always been a sucker for Paul.
Yeah.
That song always gets me.
It's got such a good chorus.
Yeah.
Paul.
Sure.
And now your tattoo idea has probably ruined that song for me forever now, Will.
Oh, no.
The avocado.
The avocado was Pinegrove. It was the chocolate chip cookie record player. That is dope. Let's not speak about that. My songs are from Pinegrove. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Cadmium?
Cadmium, yeah.
That song's awesome. So, like, his voice is huge on that song. And for Big Thief, I'll go Velvet Ring, the one I mentioned before, just because it's weird and captivating. The guitars are sick as well. Bradley?
Okay. I'm tossing up between Stars of the Moon and Visiting, which I love both. I might have to go Stars of the Moon.
Damn.
I love the chorus. The chorus is sick.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm afraid of, but I'm afraid. If nothing else, it's idle curiosity, which is like something I do a fair bit. Being curiously idle. So that kind of quite relatable. And for Big Thief, I'm going to go the title track, Masterpiece. It reminded me of a band called Klima, which is kind of like a more shoegazy version of this, which I'm like really been into lately. So that just brought me back, and kind of me reminded of like early Wolf Alice as well, which all these bands kind of meshed together for me. So I have a little playlist, so they're going to definitely Big Thief's going to be going on that for sure. So yeah, Masterpiece.
Sick. Adam?
I was going to say Size of the Moon for Pinegrove. I didn't think that you would go it. Anyone else would go it, really. It's a slow one to get into, but I'll say Aphasia on that, because I think it needs to be in there. That's like the trio of the best tracks. Well, that's all the best tracks, sorry. But yeah, same thing. Just the lyrics, the vocals just go off all the way through. And that end guitar solo, it's like it picks up heaps, and then it's really good. And then what am I going to do for Masterpiece? I'll do Real Love, even though I also use that for my tattoo idea. But it's pretty jarring, and I really like the chorus. Same as that one and Paul were my favorite choruses. It's just like kind of short, but the phrasing, I just really like the pretty unique sort of phrasing, I think. Yeah.
I tell you what really helps the Pinegrove album. It's only 8 songs.
Yeah, it's
a lot of people would probably get angry about that, but
short
8 songs. Yeah, boom.
I think
done.
it's sick.
Yeah, I love
it. This thought came to me today because I heard you talking about how like an album, like a track list, it's like a cricket team.
Yeah.
And, like,
Someone gets it.
Yes.
I was thinking that an 8-track album is more like your 2020 side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to start strong and finish really strong, and like with some big hitters, and so they bookended the album with Old Friends and New Friends.
And then New Friends, yeah, that's nice.
Sure. Yeah, because your bowlers have got to also have to be able to hit some sixes at the end of the 2020 game. So yeah.
Sides of the Moon, New Friends, they can launch it.
Yeah.
We need to do an EP for 5 songs, and we go basketball team. Who's the tall 7-footer center on that one? All right, let's do 2 Truths and a Lie. All right, Bradley, you're up this week. I think.
No.
You're not? Oh, true. Adam's up.
It is I.
Marked it. All right.
My heart dropped then. I was like, oh, no. I was not ready.
All right, Noah. Adam's going to say 3 statements. 2 of them are going to be true. One's going to be a lie. We got to figure out the lie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, take it
away. How do you say the lead singers of Big Thieves? All these are about Big Thieves. Adrienne and not Adrian.
I think so.
And is it Lenka?
Lenka.
Okay.
I think.
So here we go. Big Thief frontwoman Adrienne Lenka was raised in a religious cult. At the age of 19, Lenka published a short novel loosely based on her life growing up in a cult called Stages of the Sun. Lenka has a black belt in Taekwondo and once considered it as a career. Some pretty crazy things there.
Okay, wait. I think
So
you might have contradicted yourself here, I think.
Why is that?
I mean, I'm probably wrong, but if number 1 is true,
Mm.
the number... Oh, wait, no. That's not true. Don't worry. Carry on. Okay. I don't think number 2 can be true, though, without number 1 being true. So I'm going to say number 2 is
it
not
the same
true.
cult?
Yes.
Yeah. She was raised in a cult. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna...
Can we hear the second one again? I'm kind of confused.
At the age of 19, Lenka published a short novel loosely based on her life growing up in a cult titled Stages of the Sun.
Sure.
Okay.
So it doesn't. Oh, okay.
That's what I mean. My thing is, if number 2
So number 1
is
must
true,
be true.
No. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So either number 2 is wrong. Number 1 has to be true then, doesn't it? I think it does.
Mm.
Okay.
Maybe.
I
okay,
think that's true.
Yeah, I think number 1 has to be true. It's
let's
just whether she
assume
wrote a
that is
book
true.
about it or not.
You're right.
Taekwondo. That's pretty random, Adam.
Yeah. She had a black belt in Taekwondo, and she once considered it as a career. And that was late in life. Late in life.
Made up.
Yeah. Have you been watching some Taekwondo YouTube or something? Or some anime? You've been watching some anime recently?
No.
Okay.
But also, for you to come up with the title of the book, Stages of the Sun, like that doesn't sound like a made-up name. Like, I can't imagine, no offense, Adam, you coming up with that title.
It's true.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to go far out. If I go 3, it's just going to be 2. But I'm going to go 3. I reckon the Taekwondo is a lie.
Okay.
No, he wants me to think that. I'm going 2. The book is a lie. The book is a lie.
Okay. I might go 1 just to see if it somehow works out.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay.
I'm going Taekwondo.
Yeah, like she just wrote a book, like it's like a fiction book. Fuck. All right, I'll stick with 2 though.
I'll go 1.
So, Adrian Lenka was raised in a religious cult.
Dang. Unfortunate, Brad.
And Lenka also has a black belt in Taekwondo.
Oh.
And considered his career. And I completely made up the name.
Nice, I got 1 right.
Oh, well.
I underestimated you.
What was the book called? Stages of the
Stages
Sun.
of the Sun. Yeah.
That's like a shitty band name.
Yeah, I think I saw it. It was a track, I think.
Oh, you bastard.
Someone or other. But, yeah.
It's just good.
It's all right if you made it up. You can admit it.
I didn't actually make it up, but I saw it, and it's not related to this.
Just like
Yeah. There you go.
Well played, man.
Damn,
So who?
that's good.
Will won.
I did. I got 1 right.
There you go, Will.
Rarity.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He was raised in a cult. How crazy is that?
What?
Do you know what type of cult?
What kind of cult? Yeah.
I don't know. That was all. So I just went on. Anyone ever gone on Song Facts, the website?
I think I've been on there before.
Yeah, that's what I always go on for facts. And for Pinegrove, there was just nothing somehow, even though way bigger band. And for this one, it was just, there was like 2 facts, and it was just, she was raised in a cult and she's a black belt. I was like, what? Okay,
Is
easy.
she
Those 2 are going in.
religious cult?
Yeah,
Like
religious
heretics,
cult.
or-
Her dad.
Yeah, right.
I think some of the songs on this album are about it. Like her mum getting like abused sort of thing in the cult.
Yeah.
I don't know what type it was. I have to do further research because this was very recently done by me. So they might be all false. I might have just completely lied to you. I think they're real though.
Putting
Too
the
long.
integrity of 2 truths and a lie in whoever
Yeah.
wrote that song's fact.
Yeah, that's it.
Not to worry though. All right, let's rate these albums out of 10. Now, Adam, do you have ratings?
God, no, I don't. We'll go for Old Friends for Pinegrove.
Mates.
And then for Masterpiece, we'll go Little Arrows. First track of both albums. There we go.
Yeah, good
It's
stuff.
Easy peasy.
All right, Noah, you got to rate Cardinal by Pinegrove out of 10 old friends.
10 friends.
Wait, what am I doing?
What
Rating
do
the
you-
song or the album?
Or
No,
the album.
no. What do you give the album out of 10?
I want to say I want to say 9, but I'm going to say 8.5 just so I don't seem so fanatical.
And then I'm going to tell you that unfortunately we don't do decimal points. So is it a 9 or is it an 8?
Round it up. Give it a 9.
Yeah. That's good.
Damn.
That is good. Wait up. I need to get this calculator up before. No, Adam, you go.
I'm also going to give it a 9. The only thing that's lacking for me was Waveform. Waveform is still a good track, but that was, for me, the only one that...
I love that song.
I still like it, but I think that was the only one that I wasn't like, this is a big country banger that I love to listen to all the time.
The demo on like the deluxe version of it, that was like, I liked that one better.
Yeah.
It was a bit more full, I think.
But yeah, no, I've always loved this album. It was a very easy week for me listening to this again. I think this has gotten me into a different type of music that I never thought I was into before. And yeah, all the vocal melodies are unparalleled. I think they're unreal.
Cool.
So there you go.
I'm going to go 8 old mates out of 10. I reckon I might buy this on vinyl. This is such a vinyl album.
Yeah.
And I think after a few listens on that, it'll be a 9 for me. But right now, I'm going 8. I love this album's just so fresh and different to what like I'm used to listening to, and even the albums that we've done on the podcast. It's just heaps good. Really easy listening, as you said. Yeah, 8 mates out of 10. Brad?
I'm going to back you up with there. I'm gonna be hooked. I think this has got me hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
It's just that blend of like Americana and like kind of indie and like kind of emo.
Yeah, it's pretty emo, I reckon.
But yeah, and after digesting it, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm going to listen to it in weeks to come. I was also thinking maybe this could be a record to buy down the line.
Yeah.
It might go on the list. So yeah, we'll go 8.
Sick. All right. What are we doing Big Thief's album out of again, Adam?
Little Arrows.
True. Okay, no.
Oh, I get what you were going on about.
Yeah.
We didn't explain it very well, did we?
Sorry.
All right, so Masterpiece by Big Thief out of 10 Little Arrows.
Okay. I'm going to give it... I decided when I was thinking about these two albums stacked up against each other, I like Cardinal better. And so I'm going to give it 8 arrows. But I do need to say that Big Thief's like latest albums, the 2 they released last year, like they're close to 10 for me. And I feel like that diminishes Masterpiece because I know like, in the back of my mind, like I'm thinking it's not my favorite album of theirs. So that's why 8 Little Arrows out of 10.
Yeah.
Nice. Adam?
I'm going to go 7 Little Arrows. Only really because I really like it on the first couple of listens, but I've only really had maybe like 3 or 4 full listens through just because it's pretty early in the week and it's been very busy. And I really like it, but it just hasn't. That's more just like in comparison to Pinegrove is what I'm going off. But that could be just because I'm not as used to it just yet. But I did really appreciate the songwriting. The lyrics on it are pretty like there's a lot of. It's hard to tell what's going on, which I like. It's a big thinker of an album. And I also really love the instrumentation on it. All the crazy guitars. I think it's set up with Little Arrow. I kind of thought I knew what was going to come, and then I really didn't at all. And I love that. So there you go,
Sure.
7.
Sick. I'm gonna go. I think I might go 6, and that's like not a knock. I think it's just I actually had written down. No, I feel as though the albums after this would be heaps better and more to the point in a way. I think some of the songs on this album were they had heaps of hooks and melodies and stuff, but they kind of felt a bit messier. I feel as though another album would have done them heaps of wonders. How many albums do they have out now?
They have 4 now. They released 2 last year, like in really quick succession.
True. That's
But
sick.
like,
I see that.
I fully agree with that, and I had never thought about this album before this week, and it sort of made me realise. I think that's so true. Even the way it sounds, I don't think the production is exactly what they would have wanted. It's definitely not really what they sound like now, and that's such a good point.
Cool.
Okay.
Bradley?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk myself into a score. Yeah, I agree with that. I found it, if it could have been a bit more concise. But at the same time, I found it so like simple in a good way, like ordinarily brilliant in a way, if that's a thing. So I think I'm feeling a 7 little arrows. But I'm keen to now that you said that, now I'm very like excited to listen to their next albums, Capacity and Youth Off and Two Hands.
Go Two Hands. That's the latest one.
Yeah,
I reckon
for sure.
that'll well.
All right,
Get that
Easy.
We'll do. Yeah.
Roger that. And on that note, we have a winner. Cardinal by Pinegrove got, what's that, 34 out of 40. Big Thief, Masterpiece, 28 out of 40. Yeah, that's a high score. Cardinal. Yeah. That's sick.
Complete opposite to last week. It was so refreshing because listening to some good music.
I don't think we'll get lower numbers than last week, but it was a very swell, easy week of listening to music.
Yeah, it was.
Thank
you for bringing these ones in, Noah.
Yeah.
And keeping us sane.
I sort of was wishing that I picked like an album that I hated and I could just like rag on.
It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, because we got just heaps of guests coming on in like for ages. Every week we don't have a guest on. I think we're just gonna do maybe not every time, but I like doing shit albums on purpose.
Yeah. We've got
to break it up.
The Oasis stuff, like that was pretty divisive among the group, I reckon.
Oh, yeah,
like,
it was.
I was pretty offended by some of those remarks.
I've been told by multiple people that we were wrong, and I was like, you know what? I just blame Adam and Brad.
That's fine.
Hey, I stand by
I stand by exactly what I said.
Yeah,
Oasis aren't as good as everyone thinks.
Yeah, I was pretty drunk that day as well. So
you were pretty pissed.
I was pissed.
We went to the green.
We were both pissed. Yeah.
And it showed. It showed in the app. Yeah, that's good. Next week on the show,
it's finally happening. Metal Week is happening. We're doing Metallica, Ride the Lightning, and it's going up against Megadeth, Rust in Peace. At last, we have Metal Week.
So, yeah, that'll be sick. Thanks so much, Noah, for coming on. Everyone go listen to Slob Stories, Dave the Band's debut rock album. Yeah. Follow us on the socials at Record Royale. Follow Noah, follow Dave. Join the Facebook group. Brad, you got to post something in there.
Hey, last week I was like, I'm going to post something in there today. I'm posting something in there today. Didn't post anything in there. So.
Oh, God. All right. Well, we might hear from Brad in the group. Potentially you could hear from Adam or myself. But yeah, join the Facebook group on Facebook, of course. The Record Royale Epic Facebook group Royale. Get in there. Get amongst it. It's going off. Thank you, everyone, for sending us messages of love and album requests as well. We love that. Get on the Instagram and send us in there. Cool, yeah. We'll see you next week. Peace out, everyone. See you later, lads.
Thanks, Noah.